So I thought Yeezy season was over, but apparently Yeezy season is continuing into 2023. Also, I know Kanye is already pretty mad at Adidas, but after they release this next shoe, he might get even madder. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and this is Weekly Heat. But before we dive into that, I want to give a huge thank you to Soul Premise for supporting the channel. So if you guys have been following me on Instagram, you know that I recently 3D printed a pair of shoes and wore them to SneakerCon. These shoes are so uncomfortable that I couldn't actually wear them to SneakerCon, just at SneakerCon. And so what I did instead was actually pack them inside my Soul Premise bag with all of the other shoes that I brought to the event. In addition to Soul Premise bags being very high quality and coming in tons of different styles and colors, they also feature a bunch of different pockets and nooks and crannies for you to store your sneakers. This bag in particular actually has 5 different sneaker spots, which is crazy for a backpack. In fact, I actually put my 3D printed shoes on top of my OffWhite 2s in the front of the backpack. In addition to the front section, you've also got a back section that can hold 2 more pairs of sneakers, and in between these 2 sections, you've got a laptop sleeve. Plus, there's an extra large section on the bottom of the bag for that extra large or bulky pair of shoes. Plus, Soul Premise bags are TSA approved, which means you can bring them onto the airplane with you rather than checking them underneath. So, if you would like to check out Soul Premise for yourself, make sure to click the link in the top of the description below and use my code SETH for 40% off your entire order. So starting things off with some Yeezy news, it looks like Kanye West and Adidas are releasing a brand new Yeezy Boost 350 V2 colorway. And that colorway is apparently called the MX Gray colorway and features similar colors and patterns to some of the previous MX colorways that we've seen before. In fact, the more that I look at it, the more similar I think that it actually is to some of the previous MX sneakers. And I'm not sure exactly why they're dropping this rather than just restocking some of the previous ones. That being said, people do go crazy for brand new pairs of 350 V2s, so I guess that's probably the reason. The shoe features a marbled brown and gray upper accented by sort of a dark brown stripe on the side as well as a dark brown or I guess dark smoke gray outsole. In fact, it's actually been a while since we last had an MX 350. We were supposed to get the blue 350s I think at the end of this year, but for whatever reason that shoe was pushed back and maybe that was in favor of this shoe releasing instead. I mean realistically it's just another 350 V2 colorway. It's not bad but it's not that exciting. I feel like Yeezy has kind of made the 350 V2 their Air Force One and because of that we get so many of the same colorways, but for whatever reason people still love the silhouette. I guess that's actually a good thing. And based on the information from houseofheat.co, it looks like this 350 V2 MX Gray is releasing before the end of this year. Sticking with Yeezys, it looks like we're getting yet another 350 V2 compact colorway. This 350 V2 compact comes in the slate bone colorway, which is sort of a off-white or sail color, and it's actually, in my opinion, the best looking 350 V2 compact. If you guys happen to catch my 350 V2 compact review, I said that this shoe is the most comfortable 350 V2 ever, and I stand by that. It combines the super comfortable Boost midsole that you find in a standard pair of 350 V2s with an even more comfortable and well padded upper. And while no, I don't think the silhouette looks as good as a standard pair of 350 V2s, I do have to say that this slate bone colorway, in my opinion, is by far the best. It's just got that understated look that hides a lot of the parts of the shoe that I don't really love. And the good news is, for those of you interested in grabbing this pair, they are dropping sooner than later. Apparently they're dropping this October, which is great because that's just in time for winter, because this is definitely one of the warmer 350 V2s. After that, we've got some on-foot looks of the upcoming Air Jordan 1 Low Travis Scott Black Phantom. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's an all-black shoe. It's not that exciting. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that. If you like all-black sneakers with white stitching details, this is a great shoe for you. And of course, it's gonna be relatively hyped because it's a Travis Scott collaboration. One difference between this shoe and any of the previous Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low collabs, other than the color, is the fact that this shoe features a stitched-on B detail on the heel. Now, as a very casual Travis Scott fan, I'm not sure exactly what that reference is. If you guys know, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. But it's not a bad touch, it just doesn't mean anything to me. Is it even a bee or is it like a cicada or something? I'm not sure exactly what it is. Based on these images, it looks like the shoe does come with a set of red laces, which will add some nice contrast to the upper of the sneaker. And it also looks like the upper of the shoe features some suede details on the midfoot panel and on the toe, which again should add some nice material contrast. I mean, honestly, it's not a bad shoe. A lot of people need black shoes to go to work in, and if you're trying to wear a black shoe that's hyped up, this is a great way to go. But for most people who just want to wear a hyped up pair of sneakers, this is probably not that exciting. And according to Z Sneakerheads, it looks like the release date for this shoe is currently set at December 15th. So Ama Maniere has been absolutely killing it this year with collaborations, both with Nike and with Jordan Brand. And it seems like throughout the rest of the year and possibly into next year, we've got even more collaborations coming. And the most recently announced one of these collaborations is the Ama Maniere Nike Airships in Game Royal. So if you're not familiar with the Nike Airship silhouette, silhouette, this was actually the shoe that Michael Jordan played in before he came out with the Air Jordan 1. And you can probably tell from just looking at this shoe that the Air Jordan 1's design was definitely inspired by this shoe. And since 2020, it seems like Jordan Brand has been making an effort to bring this silhouette back, specifically by first releasing the New Beginnings pack and now by releasing a couple different collaborations on the silhouette. Actually, I'm pretty sure that I saw Hidden NYC was getting a collaboration on this shoe as well, a green and white collaboration, which makes sense, but it was definitely a good looking shoe. However, for this A Ma Maniére collaboration, it looks like the shoe comes in primarily white with leather on the upper, accented by blue Game Royal hits on the ankles and around the sneaker. Now, while some people might consider this colorway to be very plain, the hype on this shoe will definitely be absolutely insane because this shoe is limited to just 2,300 pairs. Jordan Brand really knows how to turn up the hype on a release. If you're dropping just 2,300 pairs, no matter what the sneaker looks like, it's probably going to sell out. And for those of you who are excited about this release, you really don't have that much longer to wait because this shoe is dropping on August 26th, which is like in 3 days. So if you're at all familiar with the Virgil, Louis Vuitton, Nike Air Force One collaborations, you probably saw that there were 9 sneakers that released, and one of them featured a detail that was a little bit different than any of the other shoes. And that detail was the graffiti print on the side of the sneaker that spelled out Louis Vuitton. Now for me, that detail kind of seemed like it came out of left field. I hadn't seen anything else that Virgil had done that featured a detail like that, and usually when he drops a collaboration that big, it features details or aspects of shoes that he's already released. Well, it seems like there actually was or might still be a release coming from OffWhite and Nike that features a detail just like that. And that detail can be found on this pair of OffWhite Air Force Ones that still have yet to release. So like the Louis Vuitton collaboration, this shoe features graffiti text on the lateral side of the sneaker. However, unlike that shoe, instead of saying Louis Vuitton, it says OffWhite. Now I gotta be honest, I don't really love this detail. It feels a little bit messy on the shoe. Unfortunately, because of Virgil's untimely passing, he can't really give us his design decisions or his design reasoning as to why he decided to do this on the side of the sneaker, which I feel like would make things a little bit clearer. Sometimes design doesn't look great at first, but then when you understand the reasoning behind the design, it makes a lot more sense. So I'm personally withholding judgment on this shoe because I do not know the story behind this sneaker, and unfortunately, I'm not even sure if this sneaker is actually going to release. There's no information on whether this shoe will drop or whether it won't drop. It looks like we're just gonna have to be patient and wait things out and see whether Nike decides to drop this shoe or just let it sit in the vault forever. After that, we've got some new images for a shoe that I am incredibly excited for, and that's the Adidas AdiFom, or I guess AdiFom Q. I actually don't know how to pronounce it because it's spelled ADIFOM, not ADIFOAM, so it could literally be AdiFom or AdiFom, I'm not sure. Either way, I think it's fair to say that this shoe bears a striking resemblance to a pair of Kanye West's very popular foam runners. Now it's interesting because Adidas is seemingly trying to get ahead of the Yeezy backlash by saying that this shoe's design is inspired by the Adidas Quake from 2001. And while yes, the shape of the cutouts definitely look like they're inspired by the Adidas Quakes, however, you can't deny the fact that the overall sneaker itself is absolutely inspired by the Yeezy foam runner. Like, this shoe looks like a pair of foam runners. In fact, up until recently, we all thought it was the foam runner 2.0s. I mean, I think there was a lot of skepticism about whether Adidas actually did rip off Kanye West's Yeezy slides, even though it's the same company and they looked similar but not exactly the same. However, this shoe is definitely inspired by the foam runners. I mean, you can't really deny it. That being said though, I do love the way this sneaker looks. I love the foam, I love the shape of the foam, I love the fact that there's like a booty inside the foam that you can take out. Everything about it is really, really cool. You guys know me, I love the foam runners, and this just seems like a different variation of the foam runners. Yeah, I'm sure Kanye's gonna be pissed, and I think rightfully so, but at the same time, I still want a pair of these. I mean, the shoe is just dope. I mean, look at it. It's a dope sneaker, and I'm gonna try and grab a pair of these early to review for you guys, but there is a chance that I might not be able to do that, and honestly, right now, we don't even know when the shoe is gonna release. Oh, and also, we just found out, in addition to the white AdiFom or AdiFom Q, we're also getting a black pair that looks very similar, just comes in black. I think personally, I'm leaning towards the white pair. Maybe that's because I just like white foam runners. Either way, I'm gonna try and grab whichever pair I can, and I think all of these sneakers, when they finally release, hopefully before the end of 2022, will be very popular. Not with Kanye though. Kanye's gonna be pissed. I mean, he's probably already pretty pissed. Speaking of Kanye, to round off today's video, we've actually got some new information about an upcoming retro or re-release of one of the most popular Yeezys of all time. And that shoe is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 Pirate Black. So as you all know, we just got the re-release of the Adidas Yeezy 350 Turtle Dove, one of the most anticipated releases of the entire year. And now, and also somewhat unsurprisingly, it looks like in 2023 we're getting a retro of the 350 Pirate Blacks, which was actually actually my first pair of 350s ever. The construction of this new version of the shoe will most likely mirror that of the Turtle Doves, which was very similar to the original release, but did feature a little bit more padding around the ankle, actually probably just like the 2016 pair of the Pirate Blacks, and overall it should be a very similar shoe, just with a different box. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited about this release. I love the original 350s. I'm super stoked for this shoe to drop. I wish Kanye would bring back the 750s, a shoe which probably wouldn't be as popular now as it was back in 2015, but I still think it's a shoe that's worth bringing back. Unfortunately, as of right now, we don't have an exact release date for this retro, but according to houseofheat.co, they are supposed to release sometime in early 2023. But that pretty much wraps up the entire video for today. Now, I would love to know your thoughts on these releases and which one of these shoes you're looking forward to most. Also, don't forget to check out Sole Premise by clicking the link in the description below and using my code Seth for 40% off. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.